I'm going to be broadcasting all the games I can find out of Team 78 Round 6. I've got experience doing this. I was doing this for Team 45-45 League back in 2012 and on for about 2 years after that. And all these games will be uploaded to YouTube. And I'm trying to promote slow chess, standard time controls, which is the only way to play chess, and offer some tips and suggestions of how you can improve your results, play a better game, have more fun, and hopefully we can attract more players into this fine league. Okay, so the biggest issue that I've noticed over the year when I was doing this before and then now is you guys aren't taking your time. In my opinion, the number one reason beyond all other reasons why people lose chess games is because they move too fast. If you move too fast, you don't have a chance to find your best move. Now, we're not asking you to play like a grandmaster, but we're asking you to take your time and make an attempt to find it. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to your teammates. So this is all spot on. I have not looked at any of these games. I always take a fresh approach at each game, and we'll see where this goes. Okay. So English opening, and black could have played d5 here, and after pawn takes, knight takes, white could play bishop g2, and it's like the accelerated dragon with colors reversed. And it will probably be in some form of a Sicilian dragon if and when black plays d5. But if white plays bishop g2, d5 is out of the question, at least this move. So a good move for black would be to castle. Okay. Now we have to take care of business. This pawn is under attack. And so this preserves the option of d5. But here white plays d4, so we have the first tension. Tension means potential pawn captures. So white is threatening to win a pawn. Black needs to take measure. He can either take a measure. He can either capture the pawn, or he could just play d6. So let's see what he does. Okay, so he pushes the pawn. That was not a move I considered. That pawn could be vulnerable. But let's look at one thing. Let's make a note of this. Okay, look at black's clock, 48 minutes, 16 seconds. Now, it goes up by 29 seconds. That means black took 16 seconds on this move. Okay, unless you have this line memorized and you know what you're doing, this would have been a good time to stop, take 3 or 4 minutes and consider those other alternatives that I suggested. Now, the reason I say this could be premature is with knight g5, suddenly there become 3 attackers on that pawn. And, black may be just giving a pawn away right out of the opening. So, and that's what happens. And now what's black going to do about this pawn? Well, now here, this strategically is an error too, because it's obvious we're going to lose this pawn. He's going to take it. So h6 does not help black's position. Let's just man up and work on our development and play a move like d6. White's going to go ahead and take this pawn, but at least we now have a line, an open line that this bishop can develop, because black needs to develop his pieces. Okay. So h6 doesn't help. I have a lot to say about these rook pawn pushes, which I'm sure will come up in a number of these games. Okay, so the difference is black cannot play bishop f5, as I explained. Okay, so again, a developing move would have been better. Just play d6. If he wants to take, this bishop that suddenly had no move now has an open diagonal, is applying pressure to d4. So, right now black isn't doing himself favors because he's not getting these pieces in the game. He has, nothing has moved on this side of the board. Okay, so black to play. And again, this doesn't really help black's game. We need these guys in the game, okay? And the time is growing on black's side. He has more time than he started with. So I'm not, you know, a good move for white would have been, let's just castle. If black really wants to trade this bishop, let him trade it. And by castling, we have another piece in play. Okay. Now instead, in effect, black is what they're explaining it. Black did not make this move. Even though he didn't. White did. White moved black's queen to that square. Because, you know, unless you're playing an absolute beginner who will go do something like this and drop their queen, you can count on them. You can count on them taking this bishop. Okay? Now, the difference is white didn't get castled. What could have happened is, now let's suppose black really wants his queen on g5. Well, he can put it there. But see the difference? In the other position, white had not castled, and this rook was not here on this open file. So, yeah, so it's just a rule of exchanges. Let your opponent do the exchanging. Okay, so back to where we were. Now, this is playable, but you know, I want guys to put your priority on getting your king safe. Okay, let's get the pieces developed, then we can decide what we want to do next. That'll serve you right more times than it won't. Okay, and white's still delaying castling. Maybe he wants to castle queenside and try to launch an attack against the king at some point. We'll see. Okay, now his queen's loose. The bishop also holds the square c2, so